Good afternoon, Paul.
This is kind of take two.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a little hiccup there.
Yeah. Well, you were asking what's going on. I didn't think of it earlier there. I'd made it downstate, so I had a chance to go to some of the
That's
big,
right.
Yeah, the big sporting goods stores that
You went to Kittery Trading Post.
I went to Kittery, went to LL Bean, and then we went to Kittery Trading Post. I'd never been there before, Paul.
What'd you think of it?
I loved it.
I like it a lot.
They had some. I never had enough time, to really go through the entire store. Well, I don't know how much time it would take. It's a pretty big facility, and they offer a lot of quality products there, and
They do.
they
do a lot to choose from.
Yeah, and it was so busy too. Labor Day weekend in Southern Maine, it was very busy. Yeah, and I had the privilege of meeting a nice gentleman from, I think lives in New Hampshire now. He lived in Vermont. I think only a mile away from the Benoits.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Chip Higgins. So
yeah, he watches his podcast.
Yeah, he does.
He said.
We had talked for quite a while. He recognized me, and we talked for quite a while. Nice guy.
Nice.
Yeah. Might have him come up sometime and go hunting. He's never hunted Maine, he said. He'd like to come up sometime. Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. He was I think he said he was in his late 70s, I think, and he was in fantastic shape.
Good for him.
He looked really good.
Good for him. It's good to see guys that age still doing it.
Yes, yeah, and he, like I say, it looked like he still could get after it.
Good deal.
So
while we're on the topic of hunting, we had some success around here.
Yes.
My father-in-law, Keith, harvested a bear. And as I was just telling you, it was kind of a serendipitous occasion. I was sitting here actually working on this podcast. He calls me up and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to my blind. I think I'm going to harvest a bear tonight. You want to film it?" And sounded pretty confident. And so he proceeded to tell me that there's been a small bear coming in the field every night at about from 5 o'clock to about 6 o'clock. And he's like, it was small, like 150 pounds. He's like, I didn't want to shoot it. But he was sitting there one night and 7 doe would come out and only one of them had a fawn. So he had to work the next day, I believe. And his wheels kind of got turning and, a lot of fawn predation.
Yeah, bears are a major predator of
and there's a lot of coyotes around there too. A lot of bear too, because Keith had seen a pretty nice bear that he was kind of holding out for.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Yeah, I just was thinking," and the landowner didn't really want it hanging around the house that consistently. He goes, "I think I'm going to take it." And I'm like, "All right, I'll get my camera gear together and I'd love to come down and film you." So I real quick make sure I got everything. And, cause none of this was planned and you're just kind of running through your head. Like, where am I going to set up? How am I going to kind of try to put together a plan to have some sort of cohesive plan of where your cameras are going to be. And, so we get there and we're just kind of talking and nothing's coming out, and 6 o'clock rolls around. He's like, "This bear is making a liar out of me." And he kind of felt bad because he's like, "I feel bad. I hauled you down here and all your camera gear, and that's hunting. I don't know. Nothing's guaranteed."
Right. And it's only a couple miles away.
Yeah, it's just down around the corner.
Just a few minutes away from your house.
So then we're just sitting there talking about hunting stuff, and pretty soon he's like, "Oh, there he is." And about 250 yards away, bear comes out. And so we're just kind of talking back and forth, and I get in position and he's all ready to go. And at first you can hear in the video, the bear comes out and he's facing us, and Keith, he's like, "I'm not shooting him face on." He's like, he's going to have to get broadside before, cause they're hard animal to kill.
They are. They're a tough animal.
Even with what Keith's using. He uses a Remington Model 700 300 Ultra Mag with custom loads. And he's pretty deadly with that. at quite a ways out.
Keith is he's a very good shot, and he's got good equipment.
Trichicon scope.
Yeah.
The whole, and he knows it well.
He knows it. He knows his equipment.
Yeah.
He can use it.
So, on the video, you can see the bear's right there in the viewfinder, zoomed right in. And Keith's like, no, he's phase 2. Then the bear turns to the right there. He goes, you ready? Like, I'm good. As soon as I said I'm good, kaboom. It was crazy because he made a heck of a shot, like just smoked it.
Yeah.
And he turns right around, looks at me, and he's like, I can see blood spraying out the side.
Yeah, you can see it. You sent me a little clip of the video there, Paul, and you can see.
Yeah.
Pumping right out the side.
Crazy that the bear could make it to the woods.
Yeah.
Didn't have far to go.
Yeah.
So we get up there, and it was about a foot in the woods, just under a spruce tree.
Yeah.
And not a big, it was a young male.
Yeah.
Beautiful coat on it.
Yeah.
Nice head. And then we were just laughing because I asked Keith if he's going to keep the hide. And he goes, you want it? And I'm like, I don't want it. It's got a great big hole coming out the opposite side. Freaking blistered it. But that was fun. I've never seen a bear harvested. I don't really bear hunt.
That was your first bear hunt.
It was.
Yeah.
I kind of laughed. I'm like, well, that was easy.
And he's gonna utilize it.
He'll eat it.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, and that's what he said. We get there, and he's like, I'd been thinking about this for a couple of days, and he's like, I passed it up the first 2 nights.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, I'm just not seeing any fawns, and there's a lot of bear around, and a lot of coyotes too. And he's like, the bear will get used.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I think I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, that'd be fun. I'll tag along and get a chance to play with some cameras. Get warmed up for deer season.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was a good time. So we were back here before dark, and it's funny too because there's a lot of bear around here, and I'm quite certain every now and then Meadow gets a little bit, our lab will get a little bit weird. She'll start barking and run out on the deck, and I'm almost wondering if she can smell a bear out back, because the other times that I've confirmed. I've actually seen the bear walking across the lawn.
She's acted that way.
Her nose will, all of a sudden, she perks right up.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do that with anything like a deer
or
like she doesn't get too, but man, when there's a bear in the yard, she's right out on that deck, kind of pacing back and forth. So I wonder if she can smell them. And a bear can smell awful good.
They can.
I was watching that bear when he'd come out, he'd take a couple mouthfuls of food, and his nose would be right up in the air.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boys, they're on to stuff.
They live, but we've talked about that, Paul. They live with their nose.
Yep.
So I don't know how many olfactory receptors. I know deer have around 300 million. And to put it in context, a dog has a little over 200 million, and we have, I think, 5 million.
Yeah.
And I think a bear would rule over all of them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they can find a bait from long, long ways away.
They can 10 miles.
Yeah, long ways away.
I've heard they can smell a dead animal for 10 miles away.
And Keith's always done well with bear, never on a bear bait.
Right.
Just in his
natural
barn.
Food, whatever. Yeah.
And Kendall, my neighbor out back here, does the same thing.
Yeah.
He was sitting in his stand the other day. He texted me, he was watching one of our videos, and he's like, I'm out behind your house right now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a bear to come out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, shoot a big one. Because they're all over the place. But yeah. So Keith, I looked at him after the first 15 minutes, and I'm like, boys, I just love sitting.
Yeah. Did you,
and so
after he shot, did you give it some time, or you pretty much knew that it was?
Yeah, we basically packed everything up. So by the time I got cameras packed away and tripods down, and
so did it head towards the Canadian border?
Nope, it went right back in from where it came.
Okay.
Turned
I know
around.
The border's not far away there, so.
Nope. And it probably went, I don't know, 20 yards, 25 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe a little further.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got everything packed up and down to the truck. He drove across the field.
Yeah.
Pulled up and kind of went out in the field, and there's just a line of blood.
Yeah.
Coming from where he hit it.
Yeah. If you could see it, like I say in the video, it was.
So he was pretty confident that
Didn't go far.
It's not.
Right.
It's not alive.
Yeah.
Because he saw it playing its day in the scope, pumping out, and watching it back on the camera. It's like,
you could see it.
Like friggin' smoked it right in the boiler room. And that's the exit wound that's
right.
Usually bared. I mean, they don't bleed a whole lot. You really gotta, that was pretty cool. But
yeah.
So yeah, while I was sitting there, I was like, man, I'm not the best sitter, but it's comfortable in there. I'm like, I can chill out for a little while.
Sure. You get somebody to, you can talk or whatever.
Get me thinking about how mental hunting is. There's such a huge mental component.
Yeah.
That's probably the majority of
mental toughness for sure,
is
Paul.
Right between your ears.
Yeah.
Especially deer tracking.
Yeah, in everything too. And we talk about how hard it is for you to sit, and that takes some mental stamina and stuff, Paul, to I think about that, especially now in cold weather. I mean, you got to be pretty tough to sit all day in cold weather. And
the first thing that did come to mind was just keeping from getting mentally fatigued. Because, of course, with my style of hunting, you're cold, snowy, wet, could be raining. That can creep into your head.
Yeah, it has. We've talked about that. It has with me, Paul. You get into the afternoon, and if you've been on it hard for 4 or 5 hours, and and then especially if you've jumped it a couple times, and that deer is really on high alert, and your chances of success, this is playing in your head, So
you got to be careful about self-talk.
Yeah.
Like you really got to visualize a positive outcome versus, because it's easy to talk yourself out of.
It is.
Whatever it is you're doing.
It is.
And some days are better than others. Some days it's easy to do where you just feel good about it. Yeah. But other days, it's easy to oftentimes they'll say that the mind will give out before the legs do.
Yeah. But deer tracking is also very physically exhausting and stuff. And there's in today's society, we're not a very health conscious society. So there's a lot of people that even young people that wouldn't be able to deer track, just the physical aspect.
And we avoid discomfort.
Yeah, we do.
Quite a bit.
More and more so, I think, as...
And, you got to endure a little bit of some degree of discomfort.
Yeah. Some pain.
To be successful.
Yeah.
And I don't know, are you familiar with David Goggins?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So he's a runner.
Yeah, he was
he was a Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL, yeah. He's quite well known for fitness and stuff. And
a little extreme.
Very, very. That's why he's well known.
A little out there.
Yeah.
But he's got and I don't know how accurate this is, but he's got a 40% rule with running. So I was thinking, I was running today, and I guess I don't talk about this much. I'm always kind of talking about some of the health benefits of running, and it's not always the greatest because, it's be high impact. And David Goggins has experienced a lot of arthritic conditions within his knees. He's had a lot of surgeries, and he has a lot of knee damage.
Yeah.
And it probably stems from ultra marathons.
Right.
Like that's
overdoing it.
Incredibly hard on your knees. And but the one thing I always fail to mention is running is a unique exercise, and where it's something where it's just as much between the ears as it is physical ability.
Absolutely.
It's because you're kind of by yourself with your thoughts.
Yeah.
And you're doing something that you're just continuously doing it.
Monotonous.
And you can...
Redundant.
Yeah. Different than other workouts where you're working out and stopping, getting breaks. You're just constantly doing it. And you're alone with your thoughts the whole time. And if your thoughts aren't correct, you can give up, talk yourself out of the workout real easy. Yeah. Like it's starting to hurt. And
most people talk themselves out of that workout before it ever starts.
Yeah. I have days like that. Some days you're like, I just don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
But David has like a 40% rule. And his 40% rule is that people will work out to like 40% capacity. And that's when it gets too uncomfortable, too difficult. that they stop.
Yeah.
And he says, so you're leaving 60% on the table.
Yeah.
You still have, if you can endure the discomfort and the pain, you've got more capacity than you've already used.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of how, the accuracy of that number, but I understand,
what he's saying.
The idea behind it is
Well,
you're basically quitting.
Yeah, we don't know if that ratio is actually, but he is actually correct in that we do leave a lot on the table.
Leaving a lot out there.
Do we really push it as hard as we in anything, whether you're lifting weights or running or any type of exercise? Yeah.
And there was actually, I'd read an article, I think the end of last week, where actually the ability for someone to run good was a predictor in them succeeding as a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
Getting through the program. And it tended to be the guys that were and it basically was just a mental fortitude, a grit. They're just enduring discomfort.
And that's what making it through the Navy SEALs is all about.
That was a good...
What you can endure, how much you can endure.
That was a good predictor of someone getting through that training.
Yeah.
Was how much discomfort can they take? So with David's case, he almost likes it. Yeah. He does like it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a good approach is to...
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this. Your uncle, my brother-in-law, his son is an elite marathoner. I mean, number one in the world in the Masters.
And if you look at him,
number one,
he's not built like a runner.
No, he's
rugged,
muscular. He's rugged, strong, dude. But he has an incredible desire.
Yep. And
he will talk about that. It's almost, that he will die. To do it.
So it makes you realize how much you're actually leaving on the table, how much further you can go.
And he didn't start this until later in life. He grew up playing hockey and football, and running wasn't anything in his younger years that I don't believe that he ever did, but later in life. And he was one to always test himself. He get into boxing and and then
he really dabbled in a lot of different things.
And then he get into and he's well known. I mean, if you want to seek him out, he's been on a number of shows and stuff and podcasts. He's a well known individual. Kenny Rideout.
Yeah, and he does the podcast round there. He's been on Cam Haines.
He's been on Cam Haines and on a number of. I don't know if he's been on Joe Rogan or not.
He knows.
But he's friends with all those people.
Joe.
Yeah.
He lives next door to Jelly Roll.
Yeah, he does. He does. In Nashville, Tennessee, and he's
Jelly Roll's his neighbor.
But he's talked about that. I've seen some shows and what you have to go through, and he's done ultra marathons. So he did the I believe it was called the Gobi Challenge,
the Gobi March.
The Gobi March is that?
That's what it's called.
Yeah, he won it.
150 something plus miles.
Yeah,
right
through the Gobi Desert. Yeah, and he won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was not in his age class. I mean, overall, he won the
insane.
So he's a phenomenal athlete that understands the importance of pain and suffering, and overcoming that.
So he's an example of embrace the discomfort.
Yeah,
and the motivator for me is what makes me enjoy that part of it is I know when I get back to camp, the fire and the food, everything is going to be so much better.
Yeah. You enjoy those things so much when you're right.
I had 4 cords of wood here, and that was my motivation to, you look at 4 cords of wood sitting there and it can be kind of like, man, that's just monotonous.
Yeah.
Bending over, picking it up, stacking it, bending over. But my whole drive was this evening when I go to sit down, and chill, we'll have a fire or something outside, it'll feel good.
Yeah.
Way better than if I just sandbagged it all day and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So that helps me embrace the pain. And then the last thing I was thinking of, just when I was thinking of mental fatigue, when we were sitting, and I've heard this before on, I think some other podcasts have talked about it, but breaking up your day, whether it's tracking or whether you're sitting on stand, into manageable blocks, because it can be very daunting if you're thinking, I got to do this all day till 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, or whatever it is, or I got to sit here all day. And you'll hear guys will break it up, like if they're sitting, into like 10-minute increments. And so they're just 10 minutes at a time. I get through that 10 minutes. I get through that block. At least for me, if I'm deer tracking and I feel like I'm a long ways away or things just aren't going the way that I like it, there's a mid-morning snack, right?
Yeah.
9-ish, 9:30 or whatever. Or some people might have a mid-morning sandwich, and I kind of just block my time off.
Right.
And okay, it's snack time now. So I'll sit here for a minute and have a snack, and then we'll continue on.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Yeah. You talk about, like bailing out, and you've been with me a lot of times, boy. And when
you can get pretty pessimistic sometimes.
If I hit a road in the afternoon,
kills me.
I have a hard time jumping in the woods on the other side of that road at 3 o'clock.
I don't know how many times, like
2
noonish,
o'clock, or
we've gotten to a road and you're like, well, that's it for me. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, the roads are
Come
what
on.
they. If I never hit a road, I'd probably be good. But when I hit that road, that's when the wheels start turning in my mind and say, this is a good time right here to bail out.
Throw in the towel.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I'll admit that like I say, there's been plenty of times that I've hit my proverbial wall there in the afternoon and said, that's a day, that's a wrap.
Yeah,
I'm headed back
and
to the
someday
truck.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
it's a hobby.
Yeah,
you're not out there saving lives.
Yeah,
deer hunting.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I've become more okay with that the older I've gotten.
Yeah.
Like,
one of the things that the reasons, and we've talked about this, Paul, is that usually by then, and we just mentioned it, you've had your encounter with the deer a couple times and your odds have gone way down.
Yeah.
Your odds have gone down. Sometimes you may be better off to go and find another track, and if the day's early enough, and
or save your legs for another
live
day.
to fight another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that brings up the next point I was thinking of was decision making under stress.
Yeah.
Or in pressure situations, because you got to make a lot of decisions throughout the day. And I think a lot of people can kind of get on themselves, especially if they want to. You always want to make the perfect decision, right?
Right.
And I was always guilty of it. Like, you can kind of get into kind of analysis paralysis situation where you're like, oh man, like I think they're right there. What do I do? It's pretty thick right there. Should I circle around? Should I try to maybe trying to come up with a game plan, or they're heading into an area that, you're concerned about, whether it be maybe a block of land that you can't hunt, or so you're like, I got to try to catch them before they get there, or they're going to a road system that maybe a lot of people are on. But I think like allowing yourself to be like, if I frig it up, I frig it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that eases the pressure. It gives you the kind of the okay to screw it up and make the best decision you can. Don't second guess it and be okay with the outcome.
Yeah.
You're going to, at the end of the day, you're like, I made a decision.
Yeah.
I stuck with it. It didn't work. Well, the benefits to that are you learn from your mistakes.
Right.
Which was my next point, was learn from failure.
Yeah.
Right. Some of the best, you always tend to remember the things that you screw up on. That stings.
Well, and here's another thing about that, Paul, too, when you, and not to have a pessimistic attitude when you're right, because when you start off, you want to think that you get a good chance of killing that deer, but in reality, most days you're going to come home empty-handed.
Odds are stacked against
the deer's going to win most days.
Yeah.
You're going to win because you've spent a day in the woods doing what you love, and you've, like you say, you've learned stuff.
It's never lost.
It's never a loss, but as far as harvesting the deer, most days you're going to come home without the deer, and that can be and you try to assess that the minute you see a track, and how far is he probably ahead of me? You know, what's the situation? Is he just on a straight line? Is he with a doe? When did he come through?
Is there another road?
Is there another road? Is he headed? There's a lot. You're processing a lot of information to try to make this as easy and successful as you can. You don't want to track a deer for 3 hours and come back out down the road a few hundred yards where and you say, well, I could have driven down the roads and saved myself 3 hours of walking around a swamp, and
that happens.
Especially it's happened to the best of us.
Yeah, especially when you're excited.
You don't want somebody else to take your track.
You get that first snow of the year.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I want to get out. And you can kind of jump the gun.
Yeah. I think about a few years ago on the one we heard, Breathe there, Paul, you did a film on that. And, when it crossed the road, and we knew it was fairly fresh, and we knew there was a road to the south and a road to the north, and we checked both of those roads.
We basically had them boxed in.
Yeah, and then we had a lake on the west.
We were like, so he's there.
Right.
As of right now.
And he was.
He's there.
But we took the time to go down and check both roads. Yeah. And so he had to be in there.
I mean, just real quick, we pulled up Onyx or map.
Yeah.
But we knew where those roads were anyway.
We knew the lay of the land.
We're like, okay, he's going into this block of woods. Mm-hmm. We know there's a road that goes all the way down to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
This road goes pretty much all the way down to the lake over to our left. So if we drive those two roads, we've basically hit 3 sides of a square.
Right.
Unless he swims across the lake.
Yeah.
Without
being pushed, he probably is not going to do.
And he was in there with a doe.
He wasn't far away. We didn't track that deer very long, and we went slow, and because we knew we figured we were close. We didn't track it very long before we jumped him. So
those are the days where you're kind of mornings you're grinning ear to ear because you're like,
oh, it was soft snow.
This guy's right here.
It was like I say. Then you're looking at you're going, he's in here. He was with the doe too at that time, you just knew that you were going to have an encounter with that deer. The only problem is we ran into the situation we often talk about is he was in a place where we weren't going to kill him.
He was one skid trail away.
He was and those were new growth fir thickets. You couldn't see anything.
Just like a wall.
So you weren't going to, he was in a spot. We caught him in a spot that, we weren't going to kill him. So.
Yeah. And they let us get close.
Yeah.
Well, when you can hear a deer breathe.
Yeah, I could hear him exhale and stuff.
Yeah.
And
we can hear deer breathe.
And I don't hear very well. So.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't. So I guess if my day was totally going to be based on me coming out with a deer, boys, that'd be a pretty disappointing hunting season for me.
Yeah.
Because, education always costs something.
Yeah, it does.
Whether it's money.
Costs money to go to school.
Or a little blood, sweat, and tears. But you always come out. Plus, you see all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, that's what we love to. Yeah, I love to be in the woods. I love it.
First time I brought Lacey, we were seeing where some does were bedding down and stuff. She just was totally. That was exciting enough for her.
Yeah,
like her wheels were. It was one of those situations where it kind of solidified for her. Like, this is
They live here.
This is what they do.
Yeah,
and then it became real.
Yeah,
as opposed to just hearing a story or whatever.
Yeah.
Another thing when I think of the mental fortitude is having patience versus, putting on the pressure.
Mm.
You hear this talked about a lot too. There's time to go fast, time to go slow. I tend to be more on the fast part.
Yeah.
I struggle with patience.
You have the physicality to do that, Paul. That's part of the reason it's, like you were talking about running and stuff, you like to push yourself. So going fast is not an issue. So
no, but sometimes it can be counterproductive. And especially when you combine that with, I can be kind of stubborn.
Yeah.
So if things aren't going the way I feel they should be, I can get this mindset. Like I'm just going to go harder.
Yeah. I'm going to make it happen.
I'm just going to
right.
And then then it becomes your mind ends up someplace else. You start getting a little ticked and you're not.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, I've had times where it's just like, maybe I'm not even really hunting now. I'm just pounding through the woods because I'm kind of agitated.
Yeah.
And that's
that can happen to me, Paul, in the course. I found that in the course of a day, I oftentimes, the first few hours I tend to hunt better. And after that, then I start pushing, not paying as much attention as I should.
Yeah.
I find that, as the day wears on, I lose my concentration and
that's why, like, whether, you break up your day in blocks or do something like that, where you have a point where you can kind of hit reset and get back in the groove of things. Because you can, like, another point that I had was like confidence in the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people can struggle with, your mind can get wandering with, where am I going to end up? Where am I? Some people aren't 100% comfortable in woods, so there might be the hesitation of getting lost.
That is a common thing with a lot of people that I have a hard time comprehending, and I don't, because I've never been afraid of the woods, but I've talked to a number of people that they can't wrap their mind around stepping into the woods and just going and not. They're very uncomfortable with that.
And that's foreign to me too, because it never crosses my mind. Like and I know when Lacey and I first started dating, she was bothered by it.
Yeah.
Because she was like, you just can't go in the woods and take off. I'm like, what do you mean you can't?
Yeah.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
And it was really, she was uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
She's not anymore. I mean, she's gotten used to it.
Well, she's not anymore, but has she ever done it on her own by herself?
No, yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole different ball game.
I was just, I guess, referring to her worrying about me doing it.
Right. But yeah, and some of these people, they would go with you because, you're comfortable when you have company. But to go out there for 8 or 9 hours walking through the woods by yourself, a lot of people find that uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And don't want any part of it. And like I say, that's that part of it. I enjoy it.
Keith's open about that. My father-in-law.
Yeah, I've had other people tell me. Yeah,
not for me.
Yeah, I've had people tell me that. You mean you just go into the woods? Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
And it can be you can get kind of. Sometimes it can cross your mind, boys, if I shoot one in here.
Yeah. But
this is going to be a terrible drag, but it ends up really never being that bad.
Well,
no matter how bad you think it's going to be.
Right. You'd rather have the deer on the ground. You've done the hard part. You get the deer, but
and it ends up, you turn on a GPS or something and you're like, oh, I'm not all that far from this road.
So I've always been a map reader, and there's probably not many places I could go anywhere in the woods and not be able to say, well, I know this river's here or this stream is here, and that's going in my mind all the time. I see this in my mind. So I know where I am. I know the Allagash River is west.
Yeah.
I know that if I get into, the Allagash River and it runs south to north for 100 miles. So, or this stream or this road, the Reality Road or the Pinkham Road or the T-Loss Road, or I know in my mind where all these things are, this lake and that lake and the road going into these places. Throughout all of Northern Maine, I could probably be, anywhere and
so the real problem
have a mental image of where I am on a map.
Yeah. So the real problem ends up being not how do I get back to my truck at night, but what's going to be the easiest way to get back to the pickup?
Right.
Should I hike into this road and take the road back? Should I cut through the woods? Sometimes, man, you think, wow, it's not that far through the woods, but holy cow, it's a crap hole. As Joe would say, it's a huckus hole.
Huckus hole. I did that one time where I come out and I tracked a deer all day, and I come out on a road that I knew the road system, but I wasn't. They kind of were. It was convoluted and connected to different logging roads, and I knew. There again, I knew the basic. I knew that the Allagash River was west, and I started in on a heading back on a tote road, and I knew my pickup. I could see a ridge through a valley, and I knew my pickup was there.
Long ways away.
But I would have had to have gone through the woods, through this valley, and I didn't know what type of terrain this was going to be, and it was getting dark fast. Yeah. So I made a call. I was headed west. Pickup's east. No, I was headed west, and the pickup was south of me on my left. And I'm going, I know the pickup's right there, a mile or two away, or maybe a little further. And I said, well, I'm not going to walk through those woods tonight, get down in there and have it get pitch black. I'll stay on the road. Hopefully somebody will come along and pick me up. And I said, I just kept going. And so I'm going away from the truck.
Yeah.
And I'm still headed west. And I thought, well, the Allagash River is west. I'm
either going to hit that.
Eventually so I just marched and had a good pace, and I get down in there, and it turned south, and I went up and hit the road that I was parked on, or connected to the road I was parked, and had to walk all the way east.
Yeah, that's a long day.
Back to the truck. And I can remember I had LL Bean boots on, and boy, the puppies were barking.
Oh man.
The bottom of
those boots,
your
feet would burn on the bottom if you're walking in those.
The bottoms of my feet were, but I never panicked, or I just knew it was going to be when I walked by the truck and I see I'm getting further away. I knew I was going to get out. I'm on a road. It's just a matter of how far I had to walk to get.
And back. Nothing. There's no roads going across the Allagash right there.
Nope. I know. Like I said, I have a visual image of everything on that in my mind. The river and a lot of the different roads, and I knew where I should have to go, but getting there was I wasn't going to march through the woods to get. No,
that was probably the safer bet.
Yeah, I stayed on the road, and I got back, but it was dark and late, and I was tired.
And dinner tasted good that night, I bet.
Yeah.
That was the time wasn't that the week you had a tooth pulled?
I had,
you were spitting blood. It was
the day after I had a tooth pulled. It was you
fired
Tuesday.
At the buck too that day.
I shot at a little 10-pointer that I think Derek shot later in the week. Yeah, a little basket rack laying right there looking at me. Yeah.
You had your jacket.
I just needed an extra second.
You had your jacket unzipped, but your vest zipped.
Yeah, that was the one with the butt of the stalk get caught on my hunting vest. My jacket was unzipped.
That extra second to get it out.
Yeah. Yeah. He laying right there looking at me. That deer too, was a good example. He came I was tracking him and I was going fast. It was getting late. And he'd come into a doe or some does, some other deer that had wandered around, and that's right where he bedded down.
No kidding.
He never came across the deer track until
right
where he bedded down there. And I'm sure the doe was somewhere around. She may have taken off sooner.
Yeah.
And he waited. Yeah, I should have killed that deer, but
just that extra second to get your stalk out from underneath your vest.
That was really the only time that I like I say, I wasn't lost. I knew where I was. It was just a matter of, after a full day of tracking, was getting back to the truck. I didn't get back. When I get back out there and I looked at a map and I saw where I was and how these other roads had gone, when I was going down, there was a road that kind of cut back. If I'd taken that road, I'd have gotten to the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, you get a good workout.
I did. Yeah.
I guess the last thing that I was thinking about was staying present in the hunt. Kind of, and we talked about it, I think, a little bit last time, like running your own race and stuff, but and I just mentioned it a little bit before, but you can start creating like what if scenarios. What if the deer goes here? What if the deer heads to this? You know, you're thinking about stuff that may never happen, and kind of just stay present in the moment, not worrying about.
Yeah, well, I just talked about that. Later in the day, I lose my concentration. I don't stay present. I start thinking about, well, maybe I ought to be headed back to the truck, you know.
Or what if I get lost? Or what if I...
how far, how long of a walk, not so much get lost, but how far is it going to be when I finally, if I track until 4 o'clock, until the edge of dark, how long of a walk
Or it could be something as simple as, did I remember to lock the truck? Or, well, guess what? That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
So nothing you can do about it now.
By that time,
Just enjoy.
Yeah, generally, you know, it's funny that one thing about when I'm out deer hunting, the cares of life fade away.
For me too.
I don't think about family issues or things that I need to do, or, you know,
no, it's like a different.
Yeah.
It's like therapy.
It is there because the concerns are everyday concerns that we have in life about, well, I got to take care of this at the house, or I got to take care of this, and, or, you know, and that, those things don't enter my mind when I'm out deer hunting.
No.
So.
No, it's something I think as you get older, it becomes more, you can enjoy the journey a little more.
Yeah.
Because there's so many cool things that happen. And I'm, you know, it's for me, I've changed a little bit in the fact that, so we're talking about basically mental toughness here and staying, you know, mentally in the game, but and being able to work through pain and discomfort and stuff. But it doesn't always have to be, you know, because hunting's fun.
Right.
It's supposed to be a hobby. And maybe there's a day that you're just like, nah, I just don't feel like killing myself today.
Right.
I mean, that's all right some days.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of your hunt, your decision to do with it what you will.
Yeah.
And so I have times now where it's like, maybe I see something cool in the woods or something, and I'll take some time to investigate it and not get overly pressured to be like, I just got to keep on it day after day. But success, as far as harvesting a deer, usually comes from just grit and keep going, but it doesn't always have to.
Yeah.
Should enjoy it.
Yeah.
You should enjoy it.
My dad enjoyed being out there, but he never shot a deer because he would never. I can remember as a little kid, you know, seeing tracks and saying, "Well, you want to follow it or no? That thing is miles away, and if I ever shot it down in there, what would I do?"
What would I do?
That was his. I can remember he was not interested in putting in the sweat equity of. He enjoyed walking down the tote road and having a cigarette for a few hours.
That was his cover scent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it Paul Malls that he smoked, or?
Kent, I think, or something.
Was it?
I think Kent Lights or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. That was not his, and it showed because, like I say, he hunted in a time when there were far more deer.
You think of the 50s and 60s. You're like,
he never shot a deer.
How did you not just stumble upon one?
Yeah, and all his buddies were the same way.
Yeah,
they had deer camp every year, and I can only remember one deer being shot. One deer.
That's right. And he was sitting on a stump
having
a
cigarette. Yeah, with his gun over his lap, looking right down at his feet, having a cigarette. Deer walked up to him.
Hardened hunters.
Yeah. They enjoyed it though, Paul.
Oh, they never missed it.
They enjoyed their time up there together. There was guys that didn't even take guns up there. Yeah. They enjoyed getting together and playing cards and having adult beverage. And
even when Grant passed, he passed just before their trip, didn't he?
He did. He passed on the, he had a heart attack about the time that Veterans Day weekend was their weekend to go deer hunting, and I think he had a heart attack like the 9th or 10th.
No kidding.
and he died on the 13th of November. And he tried to give the guy, he said, the guys, he was in ICU. And
well, didn't Nana, she said that, yeah,
if you want to go up to the camp, have at it.
Yeah.
She and they didn't go, but the offer was there for his hunting buddies there to use the camp, go up for Veterans Day weekend. So, yeah.
Never shot a deer.
Nope, never shot a deer.
So, hunting, the battle's in the mind most of the time.
It is.
Whether it's sitting or tracking, doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So you eliminate right off the bat, guys like my dad, right off the bat, you eliminate a lot of people right off the bat. They're just not willing to make that sacrifice on a chance to shoot a deer.
Yeah.
On an outside chance to shoot a deer. They're just not willing to do it.
Because sometimes that warm camp playing cards can look awfully good when it's like that buck I shot. Remember the year, and I was getting really impatient, but shot a nice buck. Thanksgiving Day, we had snow that night and it changed over to pouring rain.
Yeah.
How many guys would get out of a truck in that?
Yeah, it was pouring.
And you looked at me, you're like, you're going to get out?
Yeah.
So I'll go as long as maybe it's an hour I can last. Because it wasn't just a light rain. It was
pouring.
Torrential downpour. And I'm not going to wear a rain suit.
Yeah.
I'd sound like I'm walking through chip bags or something.
Yeah. So you shot your deer in 15 minutes right over the bank.
Like you never, we'd gone down that road that morning.
Yeah.
We couldn't find it, which is common. You find after a snow, it can be hard to drum up a deer track. Mm-hmm. First snow. Yeah,
it snowed. It probably finished snowing early in the morning, 5 or 6 or something, and it was tough to find a deer track.
And we knew temps were going to be warming up, so you were kind of
changed to rain
under the gun, and then it starts pouring, and you're going, "Oh, I'm going to lose the snow. I'm not going to be able to find a deer track." So we ended up. It was about 10 o'clock that morning. We came back full circle, go down the road, and there's a nice buck track going across the road.
Come right over the bank, over across the road, right down into some cutting there, some raspberry whips, and
I said, "See you later."
Yeah.
You're like, "Well, I'll go up the road here and put my rain suit on, and
I was coming back in to follow you.
I'll give you a 30-minute head start, and I'll follow you in with rain gear on. I'm not going to get soaked."
Yeah, no, I was putting rain gear on. I had put it on.
And I get down in there, and he'd only went 50 yards down from the road and then paralleled the road. And I come up around the corner, and he was bedded down looking away from me. Yeah. No idea I was right there. And that was one of those mornings. And I can remember I just get down in the woods, too. There was no wind, and it was just pouring so hard. All you could hear, it sounded like static noise through the woods.
Wasn't there a lot of beech whips there, too, Paul?
Yeah.
Winter beech with the leaves on, so that the rain coming down through there makes a...
And you had a fog everywhere because of that cold snow and the warm air. And I remember thinking, boys, nothing's going to smell me or hear me.
Yeah.
And I no longer thought that. And I come around the corner. Geez, there's a deer laying there.
Yeah.
And I pull up real quick, and I see main beam turn his head. He was looking off to my right and then look straight away from me. And I'm like, he's bedded down, has no idea I'm right here. I remember I took an extra second, just kind of took a deep breath and center mass.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
He shot him right in his bed.
He doesn't know you're here.
Yeah.
I was right on top of him too.
Yeah.
That was an easy. Boys, didn't he come up out of that bed? Some surprise.
Yeah.
Then the shooting commenced.
Yeah. You're right though. Getting back to it, Paul, there's 90, maybe 99% of the people that on that day, if you said there's a deer track, and they said, well, that's great. That's good.
He won today.
Because it was pouring.
Yeah.
It was raining hard. And you just knew, and I told you that. I said, well, you're going to be soaked in 15 minutes.
No way around it.
I said, you're going to be soaked. You said, well, and it only took you 15 minutes.
You were putting on your rain gear up there when all heck broke loose down in the woods.
Yeah, you were right beside me.
Yeah, I hollered out.
Standing at the truck, and you were literally just down the hill from me, and I'm going, wow, that was like quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you never know.
Yeah.
But boys, that would have been a long, even if I could go an hour. I would have been.
That was you knew you were going to be.
Soaked.
You knew you were going to be miserable.
Yeah.
So when you leave that truck, you understand that the odds are you're not going to get the deer.
No.
And the odds are that you're going to go hard all day long, and you're going to you're going to be soaked. You're going to be cold.
You're going to pay a price.
I've done that before and been hypothermic. Back getting back to the truck.
Yeah.
I remember one time we were up at deer camp where we used to go out west, and I get in and I was with two other people. I was sitting in the middle of we didn't have extended cabs at the time. We just had regular cab pickups, and I was sitting between two guys, and I shivered the entire way back to camp. No
way.
I was hypothermic.
Did you have cotton lawn drones on or something?
No, I think I had. I may have had cotton lawn. I had wool outer gear.
Yeah.
But I may have had the old white long johns.
Suck the
and I was cold.
Yeah.
I'd spent the day tracking a deer, and I was cold. It was a day when there was snow, but it was dripping off the trees, and I got soaked.
Yeah, it might as well just be raining.
It was raining
those days.
Yeah, it was, and I
was watching the video today of going through some stuff of the day that your gloves were soaked.
That
was when the buck was breathing right on the other side of.
Yeah,
and it wasn't raining that day. But
it was dripping off the trees.
Snow was so wet coming off the trees that you just.
Yeah, my boots were full of water. You had to pull them off. Either I would have had to cut them off, or you pull them off. I couldn't get them off.
Or you'd still be wearing them today.
No, they'd been cut off. But I was soaked.
And we call it fun.
Yeah, I've been told that by some of my family that's crazy. Spend your vacation doing that.
Feels awful good though in the evening.
Look forward to it this year.
You're right.
Can't wait. Right.
The only days that I really hate are when it's super cold and there's no wind.
Yeah.
And like everything
snap.
Trees are popping and those days are those are tough on me because things get cold.
Well, for one thing, a deer can hear you a mile away, and
those are rough days.
Yeah,
it's hard to keep your mind in
a positive state.
Yeah,
because
you're thinking, man, I sound like a freight train.
Yeah,
and it's not like I could even come close to sitting on one of those days. They're so cold that you just do what you can do, and you never know. I mean, you shot the biggest buck you ever shot in terrible snow conditions.
Yeah. Crunchy.
Walk right up on it.
Crunchy snow.
Rubbing a tree.
You just never know.
45 minutes into that.
One thing we know for sure, Paul, you're 100% sure you're not going to be successful if you never go out.
You're sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed of a lack of success then. So you go out and put your time in, and sometimes things work out. Sometimes they don't, but they eventually work out if you go long enough
and have fun doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's about all I had for the mental side of things. You got anything else?
No, not that like I say it. You're right, Paul. Most everything in life, if you want to be successful, and they always said, it's like, just the perspiration, just the, it's your attitude and stuff, and your willingness to endure hardship. But so
and it comes down to you see guys consistently be successful every year, and it's because they consistently just put the time.
Yeah, and they work hard.
Put the work. But I mean, if you're okay with maybe you're like, well, if I get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, and that's most deer hunters.
Then you don't need to kill yourself every day.
No, most deer hunters are they're not gonna.
But I think some people can get frustrated when they're not seeing success, but they're not putting in the effort. There can be a disconnect there.
Yeah,
with some. They can focus on the positives of other having success, but are failing to understand the sacrifice that went into it.
Yeah.
To get
what
there.
needs to be done to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, some days I'm like, I'm not feeling it today. And, and especially as people get older, you'll hear older deer hunters say, you know, there are days that they're going to save themselves for maybe a better day that they'd have a better chance.
Yeah. In that regard, Paul, you know, there comes a point that you may not be able to go daylight till dark
every day, all
every day.
Yeah.
You know, your body just, you may need to take a rest day. And it doesn't mean you have to stop hunting. You just you may do something else.
Yeah.
You may take it easy and still hunt a little bit or watch a trail or whatever.
That's what Sundays are for.
Yeah.
Good rest day.
Yeah, but that still leaves 6 days in a row.
That's right.
And like I say, I don't know how many 70-year-old deer trackers there are, you know, serious deer trackers. There's not many.
No.
There's very, very, very few. There are some.
Unfortunately, at that age, a lot of people have given it up
completely
altogether.
Yeah. That's a thing. And
yeah.
And I think about that a lot because I'm there. I'll be 67 this deer season, and you know that plays into your mind. You know that it's almost scary to think that you would lose your passion for, you know, your desire to do it, and because most people do in their 50s.
Well, that came up with Keith and I. Because like he was shaking after, it was just a little bear, nothing, you know, no record breaker by any means. And he shot a lot of stuff. And he goes, I still get excited. And he'd said, he goes, probably the day I need to throw in the towel.
Yeah. But you know, for a lot of people, they don't understand that because they're young and their mindset is totally different. But, you know, like I say, I'm at that stage where a lot of people have put the gun up completely.
Yeah.
Completely. And, so you wonder, is that mental or physical?
Yeah.
Did they just decide their body couldn't take it anymore and they don't want to make that sacrifice and endure the pain, or is it they just don't want to do it anymore? They lose the fire's gone. You know, the desire to do it is gone.
Well, sometimes
or a combination of both.
Yeah, I guess sometimes the closer you get to death, the harder it can be to.
Yeah, but you still can enjoy the sport, go out and do it, but you don't necessarily have to, you know, kill something.
Yeah,
you know, you can. We talked to Ben Consitas there, and his dad takes pictures now and stuff and photographs, and
still gets
and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the joy in that.
Yeah,
you know, you could track a deer, pull up a camera, snap a photo, and be like, I shot him.
Yeah,
didn't actually harvest him, but I could have.
Yeah,
did all the. But I still want to carry a gun.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, you're right. I'm still. I guess I'm a bit of an outlier in that regard because I still, I still want to kill a deer or shoot a deer, harvest a deer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to say, right?
No, you can say it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at Keith, he was excited.
Yeah.
He was all.
Yeah.
And there may have been a little extra pressure too with the camera over his shoulder.
Yep. That can be, and, you want to perform well. And
I don't think you had to worry about that, Keith. And by no means was going to
portray him in a bad,
post a video of him missing something.
Absolutely. You're not going to portray him in a bad light.
There's no reason to do that. Sure. So nothing.
That's the good thing about doing these podcasts. You can edit all the all the stupid things I say out of it.
Yeah, no, they pretty well go unedited.
Yeah.
We just clean up the.
But it's nice to know that it can be done. It takes a lot of pressure off.
We added all the swear words out.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't put any.
No, there's no bad language.
I don't need to use.
No, I have to edit all the. Although you've gotten better over the years, but the locations.
Yeah.
Early on, it was just like.
Yeah. Well, I threw some names out today, but
well,
it's
Allagash River's a big.
Yeah, it's
big
100
river.
miles long.
Yeah.
So
pick a spot,
yeah.
any spot.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. I guess that's it for this week. Do it again next week.
Yes.
We got to get out, put some cameras out. Maybe
I was thinking of that today, Paul.
Maybe sometime this week.
I would. Yeah, we can go out anytime.
I got a lot of stuff to get up. We got bear hunting stuff, a couple other videos in the works, and
yeah,
get through all that stuff, and then geez, then will be bird season and
oh my
deer
goodness,
season.
we're already
end of this month.
The leaves, the vegetation is changing right now. It is really starting to look fallish out there.
It feels it. It really feels it.
It feels it, yeah. The temperatures, I see we're going to be down in the 30s there for a night or two coming up. So we may have a frost. And
I got some stuff to do around here before.
Yeah, we always get things we want to tie up and make sure are done before.
So I'm not frigging with it during November or October.
Yeah, I get a few things, but not much. I mean, I've had a lot of time to prepare, but I get a few things I want to take care of before.
Wood's all ready, and that's good to go.
Yeah, the firewood at the camp is all set. At the house, it's about half down cellar and half still outside on the lawn. So stacked on the lawn, but I got to get it in the Bilko door. Good. That won't take long.
Because I got to pee.
Yeah, okay. Coffee drinker.
She's catching up to me.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Well, good. That was fun. We'll do it again next week.
Alrighty.
So I guess until next time, get outside.
It's good for the soul.
See ya.